Welcome to the INFOWARS Nightly News. It is Monday, April 20th, 2015, and I'm Leanne McAdoo. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
Tonight, a U.S. warship heads to Yemen. Then, hookers for Hillary. And filmmaker Kevin Booth talks Mary Jane. That's next on the INFOWARS Nightly News.
But now they don't so much hide it. They're kind of like, yeah, you're dumb effers. We run the drugs. Don't let us catch you with them. We'll put you in prison.
Well, in a move that is sure to exacerbate calls for campaign reform, a group of sex workers has officially endorsed Hillary Clinton for president. The girls at the Moonlight Bunny Ranch are calling their campaign Hookers for Hillary, and they're promising an extra bit of time in the bedroom for anyone who donates to Clinton's campaign. Nothing shady there. Now, the girls give their 4 points for why they think Hillary should be president. They've cited her ability to negotiate with foreign leaders, saying it's similar to how they communicate with foreign men through a language barrier. And of course, they also appreciate that they now have health insurance, which they've never had access to before Obamacare, because what they're doing is legal prostitution, so they can qualify for affordable health care. And Air Force Amy says that she'll be voting for Hillary because I'll stick by any woman that stands by her man in a cheating relationship so that she can further her career. Such a feminist here. Now, it's really not a lot different than what they're doing out on the campaign trail, right? Pimping out the country for a little bit of that campaign cash. So it's very apropos. Ted Cruz actually joked that running for office is real simple. All you have to do is just surgically disconnect your shame sensor. So there you go. But there's even more shady business deals that Rand Paul has been saying for weeks might be just what is going to actually take Clinton down. It's a new book set to be released in May called Clinton Cash. And writer Peter Schweizer investigates donations made to the Clinton Foundation by foreign entities. And this book is asserting that foreign entities who made payments to the Clinton Foundation and to Mr. Clinton through his high-speaking fees received favors from Mrs. Clinton's State Department in return. He gives some examples, including a free trade agreement in Colombia that benefited a major foundation donor's natural resource investments, a lot of development projects in the aftermath of the Haitian earthquake, and more than $1 million in payments to Mr. Clinton by a Canadian bank and major shareholder in the Keystone XL pipeline. And of course, this was right around the same time that all of that was being worked through the State Department. Now, Clinton aides, they're of course calling this absurd conspiracy theory and just another conservative hit job. So once again, poor Hillary is the victim. For a woman who's really trying to be a strong feminist, she sure does play the victim role a lot these days. But Schweizer writes that from 2001 to 2012, the Clintons' income was at least $136.5 million. So that was during Hillary's years of public service. The Clintons conducted or facilitated hundreds of large transactions with foreign governments and individuals, and some of these transactions have put millions in their own pockets. And of course, the Clinton Foundation has come under scrutiny for accepting foreign donations while Mrs. Clinton served as the Secretary of State. And you know that they think that this at least looks a little corrupt because just last week, the foundation changed their policies. So now they're going to prohibit giving by any other nations in the Middle East. So they can see that this is a little bit counterintuitive. She's saying that she's for women and children while accepting huge donations from countries like Saudi Arabia or the United Arab Emirates, who are beheading gay people or throwing women in jail who've been raped, victims of rape. They're being thrown in prison for committing adultery. So here, she doesn't mind doing shady business deals with these type of people. They're, in fact, our allies in the Middle East. So it'll be very telling in the coming days just where the media stands. Will they cover this story Chipotle-gate style, or are they going to just go the whole email scandal route and not cover it at all? You know, we're not going to forget about those emails which we're sure you just deleted because they had your yoga routines in them and they didn't actually provide any evidence of all these foreign donations and the kickbacks that these countries are going to be receiving from the State Department, right, Hillary? Now, is it time for people to stop calling INFOWARS conspiracy theorists? Now we have the head of PayPal saying that they want brain chips to replace passwords. Oh my goodness, huge conspiracy theorist here. This is PayPal's global head of developer evangelism. Jonathan LeBlanc is pushing implantable brain chips as a replacement for passwords, but he insists that such technology must be made to fit inside cultural norms before it is accepted by the general public. So obviously we can expect a huge psyop coming to get people to accept that this is culturally normal. But listen to some of the options here, he says. This is in a presentation called Kill All Passwords. LeBlanc admits that the future of authentication security is going to get creepy, and traditional passwords are going to be phased out due to their innumerable security flaws, but he's envisioning brain chips to measure thought patterns so that childhood memories could be invoked by the user to unlock their computer. So no longer having to remember who your first boyfriend was or the name of the street that you lived on. Now these brain chips are just going to scan your memories to give you access to your vehicle, your computer, to file your taxes, all of these things. And LeBlanc says that realistically, the ones that are going to succeed, whether it's embeddable, ingestible, injectable, or what have you, these are the ones that are going to play into cultural norms, the ones that are going to meet the demands of the populace overall and not be creepy. So even though they seem creepy today, in the future, they will not be creepy. They'll be culturally normal. Now, this is also echoed by Google, who in 2013, it was revealed that they were working on an ingestible microchip that would turn on a user's entire body into a biological authentication system for your cell phone, cars, doors, and other devices. And they're also developing a wearable e-tattoo that can decipher a user's thoughts by detecting the unvocalized words in their throat. At what point in our society is any of that going to not become creepy? So obviously we're going to have a huge onslaught of science fiction movies showing everyone how cool it is with these e-tattoos that can read the thoughts that before they're even vocalized in your throat. Now, that is frightening to me. Hopefully I'll be long gone by then. Now we have another story coming out about the war on driving. It's all about control. All of this is about controlling you. And of course, with your cell phone and your passwords and your cars and everything, they want to be able to control access to that. So they've got to control you. Now we have automakers wanting to outlaw gearheads from working on their own cars. They claim that modern vehicles are too complex for home mechanics to fix. And this is the Association of Global Automakers. They're a lobbying firm for 12 manufacturers, and they're asking that the U.S. Copyright Office prevent car owners from accessing computer programs that control the functioning of a motorized vehicle. This will include personal automobiles, commercial motor vehicles, and agricultural machinery for purposes of lawful diagnosis and repair or aftermarket personalization, modification, or other improvement. They say that users have to access a substantial amount of all their copyrighted material in order to diagnose and repair their cars. And of course, they're so concerned because they say that if a person goes in and removes programs at a whim, they're highly likely to take vehicles out of compliance with federal requirements there. So of course, they're so concerned that, you know, if you modify your car, you're not going to be able to sell it. Oh my goodness. No, what this is really all about is people who have been working on their own cars for decades are not going to like these new autonomous self-driving cars. And of course, the number one way to keep people from getting behind the wheel is to keep them from getting under the hood. And that's what this is all about. Just more war on driving, more control, all about the self-driving cars that are coming in the future. Now stick around because joining me in studio will be David Knight We're going to talk about the Trans-Pacific Partnership and how Obama has just gained fast-track authority from Congress.
My name is Alex Jones. Most of you know me from my syndicated radio program and my documentary films, as well as INFOWARS Nightly News. When I got on air 20 years ago, I had discovered the globalist program, their plan to take over the world, and my focus went from running 6 miles every other day, swimming 2-3 miles a couple times a week, and lifting weights, to focusing on fighting the globalists. I've gone from 279 pounds all the way down to 235 pounds, and the weight's going off even faster. Super Male Vitality, Survival Shield X2 Nascent Iodine, and Oxy Powder. Those 3 products of the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products are the most important from my own personal experience. And it wasn't just that my weight loss accelerated. My muscle mass increased. My stamina, my energy levels exploded. Now is the time to take action. Start your journey today with the Alex Challenge Pack. It's the trifecta of change. Secure yours today and get free shipping for a limited time at InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. The knowledge of the ancients, tried and true, trusted herbs and extracts fused with the latest nutraceutical science. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. For the last 2 years, our team has been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to develop the ultimate nutraceutical formulation. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. For a limited time, get 25% off on this introductory offer. Visit ancientdefense.com or call 888-253-3139. ancientdefense.com.
There's no doubt that our country is in serious trouble right now. And if you're wondering how on earth we ever got in this situation, well, I'll tell you how. When the Democrats showed their true colors, you got angry and you elected Republicans. And then when the Republicans showed their true colors, you got angry and elected Democrats. And when anyone suggested to you that both parties were corrupt and that neither side were looking out for your best interest, you acted like they were crazy. But the real definition of crazy is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That's why it is vitally important that you wake up, America, and break the matrix. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv, and The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Well, a deal has been reached on fast-track authority for President Obama so he can go on ahead and finish negotiating one of the world's largest trade deals. Of course, we're talking about the Trans-Pacific Partnership, but that's not all. Now, joining me in studio is David Knight. David, so this fast-track authority is just unprecedented. Here we have the Republicans now siding with Obama, whereas the Democrats are saying, hold up, we shouldn't do this. What's going on?
Well, it's actually been a bipartisan thing when they had NAFTA passed, because George H.W. Bush, when he was running for re-election against Clinton, they were both pushing NAFTA. And the only person speaking out against it at the time was Ross Perot. He's talking about a giant sucking sound. Well, of course, that's not just the money, that's also your sovereignty that's going down the drain. And I think the thing that bothers me the most is the fact that we have this fast-track process. In other words, we should have a public discussion about what's in this. It ought to be our representatives who are deciding this, who are crafting this. Instead, as they do in so many different ways with the bureaucracy, with the BLM, or with whether it's the IRS or these various agencies, the EPA, they let them go their own way. They abdicate their legislative authority that they should be doing, basically do nothing but fundraising is what they're doing now. So they pass this off to these